Well, good evening, folks, and welcome back. Welcome to my show. This is the Cassidy the Cardslinger Hour here on My Psychic Connection. Thanks for tuning in. I'm so excited to see everybody here. Hi, Sherry. Can you guys, when you're coming on in, just say hello, introduce yourself, or say hi if you've been around for a while. Certainly, a lot of names are popping back up, and it's like, oh, it's just so nice to see everybody coming back. We got, hi, Mary. Hey, Journey. Hi, everyone. Come on in, take a seat, have a beverage, or not even, cup of tea, glass of water, and make yourself cozy. Hey, Gemma. Hi, darling. It's so nice to see everybody. I hope everybody's March is going well. I cannot believe it is the 16th of March. We are well into the month already, and I didn't realize that, we're already here. Hi, Energy. Hey, Groovy Brown Goddess. Hey, Audrey. Ladies in the house. So nice to see everybody. And I hope you guys have been checking out Squirrel's incredible transit videos. So they come out every single week, and they will tell you everything you need to know about your week, what's going on in the sky. They're just incredible. And I bring that up at the beginning of my show because that was often how I used to start, is to kind of talk about what was going on in the sky and what we can expect. But we have that available for everyone over on our YouTube channel. Go over and type in My Psychic Connection on YouTube if you're not already. Make sure you're subscribed and you'll be notified of all of the amazing content that's coming out. There's actually content coming out daily there, folks. We've got Journey's Tarot Card of the Day. We have Destiny K's Angel Numbers, and both of those, like, everything you guys need for your day, for your spiritual journey. Come and hang out with us. So I'm here live. Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Let's talk about how this works. So if you are new or if you are looking for a refresher, I'm here to do readings, folks. I'm here to sling cards. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 decks on my table. And hopefully enough room to read. And so come on in, type in your specific question into the chat. If you can give me a little bit of context, that's super helpful. It just really helps me tap into your situation, especially if we're diving into the quicker readings. Free readings are 2 minutes long each. There's also going to be donation options for 3 minutes, 6 minutes, mini reading, or a mega reading, and both mini and mega are not timed. So if you've got a really deep question, a burning question, or a complex situation you'd like a bit more information about, those options are available to you. There are a few things I won't read on. So if this question pops up on my screen, I'll say, sorry, my darling, we're going to have to pass you on through. Brown Goddess says 12 decks or 20, just on the space for tonight. You don't want to have too many options, I guess, especially when you're on air. Anyways, do not disturb, my do not fly zone questions are anything related to legal matters, physical health matters, including pregnancy, birth predictions, death predictions, anything like that, and no general readings. So general readings are what's coming up for me. Just tell me anything. Like, no, darling. What do you want to know? Tell me. I'm here to work with you. And that's always going to be, good advice whenever you're getting a spiritual reading, a psychic reading done, to meet your person partway. Hey, Karina, she's sending the little octopus emojis. That's so sweet. Certainly, I want to just announce this again. Readings they're not best as a passive exercise, right? If you show up willing to get the information you're looking for, share a bit of what's going on, it just helps your reader tap into the situation a lot more quickly. And then we don't spend the time telling you what you already know. We can spend the time getting you the information that you're actually looking for, darling. And we're not here to judge anything that comes across the table. I'm happy to read on what's going on for you, my dears. So what else do I want to say? All donations do skip the line as well. So if you find that you do not want to exercise the virtue of patience this evening, you can go ahead and do a donated reading, and that'll jump you right to the front of the line. Cool. And guys, we are streaming on, I believe it's over 180 different platforms, which is insane. And I know we're taking questions from at least 8 of them. So please be patient as I'm moving through the questions. We have the best team in the back that's working on keeping everything in order. And they put them on the list in the order that they come in. So do be patient, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Groovy Brown Goddess says, you know what you want. So you know what you want to know, so ask. Exactly, right? In what other profession do we see, I would say a hesitation for communication in a professional service, right? You don't go to the mechanic and the mechanic says, what brought you in today? You're like, you're the mechanic, you tell me. And the mechanic is going to charge you, $150 an hour to check everything. And you could have just said, hey, I'm having a problem with my brakes. And we could have started there. You know what I mean? Like, let's dive in to where the problem is, where the question is, where you want to get your information. Energy says exactly. Yes, awesome. So let me get ahead and get some cards shuffled here. I'm really excited for tonight, guys. Thursday evenings are always such a treat. I'm so excited to be here. I'm not going to shuffle all 20 of them. I will get started. I'm ready for my first question, please. Gemma, hey Gemma, and I apologize. I need to move this. I have a light in the way and I couldn't see the question. Sorry. Hey darling. Gemma says, I have a lot of anxiety over the relationship with Adam as gone. But he admits he struggles with verbal affection / love a lot. Would it be best to let him show affection when he feels like it or encourage it? Anxiety over the relationship with Adam is gone. Okay, so how it's going right now. So would it be best to let him show affection when he feels like it or encourage yourself? That is a beautiful question. I have context. I have specificity. Gemma knows what's up. All right, let's take a look for Gemma. What is the best option there? Should she kind of wait for him to come around or should she encourage those moments from him? Let's take a look, my dear. So wait for these two and encourage it. Okay. And information for you about this. All right, my dear. So certainly the overall guidance I'm seeing here, we've had this Four of Wands in reverse. This is a very beautiful Four of Wands. You've got folks that are working in a garden and a lovely crowd in the back. I want to say this is certainly more in the realm of something that's going to be cultivated, something that he needs help developing, because I don't think he's been in a space where it's been either appropriate or he's felt completely safe to express himself in that manner in quite some time. So if I'm looking at, should you kind of wait for him? I don't mind what I'm seeing there, but the cards are almost saying you're going to wait. You're going to wait out your patience level, my dear, if you don't try and help him along with that. But then if I see on the other side, I definitely think encouragement is what's needed to help him come out of his shell in this regard, because it's coming from a place where it has been repressed previously. So there's an issue there that needs to be addressed in order for him to be able to express it, as opposed to it just being, something he doesn't have experience with. So I think your best bet here is to definitely help him by providing the space for those moments to arise. I feel like he doesn't want to come across as too sensitive, or when I'm tapping into what's going on, I just say there's an aspect on his end of trying to save face, but I think you can definitely make some progress here with him in that regard. So thank you so much for your question, my dear. I really appreciate it, and I hope that was helpful. I wish you and him all the best. It's always a treat to read on your connection. It's been beautiful to be a very small part, hey, but a part of what's going on with you too. So thank you so much, my dear. Excellent question, guys. Welcome. Come on in. If you are just joining us and you would like a reading here tonight, go ahead and type your specific question with a little bit of context into the chat below. If you're listening to me somewhere that you can't type in, if I'm on the radio, head on over to YouTube and type in My Psychic Connection. You will see me with the live option, the bright red video, and you can go ahead and type in your question there. Again, no mediumships, no general, no legal, and no physical health. Questions, please, my dears. All right, I'm going to give these cards a nice shuffle, and we've got a next question. Love. Hi, Love. Love says, hello, Cassidy. Will I be able to find the right new name? I'm very sorry. I'm going to need to move this slide. New name for my business. Do you see things working out for my business and getting things done soon and succeeding? I use numerology, but the names I liked. Oh, cool. I love that. So she says, we're not exactly a match, and I have to figure so much out, and the clock is ticking. In terms of your business name, my darling, I'm wondering if... hello, sorry, thank you. Will I be able to find... Okay, so I'll start there. Will you be able to find the right new name for your business? And let's get a sense of how we see things progressing for you in that regard. Thank you for your question. Let's see how that looks, being able to find a new name for your business. Okay. And how do we see things going? Okay, my darling, in terms of finding the name, Oh, I'm seeing this one being really tricky. And I'm going to say this with all the love in the world because I think it's the right choice to be. I feel you're being really quite picky and really particular, and you're not willing to just slap any name or label onto this business without feeling it in your bones that it is exactly the name and the brand and the label and the presentation of what you're looking for your business. So in terms of how, because you'd ask, are you going to pick a name soon? So I have the Star reversed and the Five of Cups upright from this particular deck. And we have a child here. He's got 2 cups or 3 vases behind him, and he's got, or maybe 2, and then he's got a few. She says, yes, exactly. A few on the floor here. There's a bit of, I really don't want to make the wrong move because I feel like it's getting quite official quite quickly. Like you're going to look to file the paperwork, get a logo made, get banners going, get a website, get the domain name purchased. It really is a huge first step when you're starting a business to figure out that name because it gates so many other things. I want to just say, definitely don't rush that process. I think you're definitely on the right track with your numerology. I have the 8 of Cups here. It seems like you're getting closer with that. And I like what I see. I just think it's going to take you a little bit more time and I'll say really don't rush this. She says, my perfectionism has taken over. LOL. Awesome, my dear. And I genuinely think in this case, that's the right move, which is fascinating because a lot of, this brings up an interesting thing about readings. Rebecca says, she just said all the love in the world. I like that name. Oh, I love that too. That's so sweet. Thank you, Rebecca. This is where I think readings can be fascinating because there's a ton of wisdom out there, and I am someone, I will read motivational quotes, motivational books, inspiring things all around. And the thing I really love about readings is when they take a not necessarily a cliche, but a packaged piece of wisdom that is passed around in society, and it says something different. And it says, following that is perhaps not the right path. Love says, thank you, very resonating with what you said. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that helps. Like, for example, one of the common things in relationships, you might hear someone say, you need to communicate better. Communication is key. And I maybe even said this on the show before, like sometimes you'll lay the cards and it's like, actually, increased communication will be the worst thing at this point in time. Groovy Brown Goddess says, your readings are particularly fascinating, Cassidy. Oh, thank you, my dear. So I just want to add that out there for everyone's consideration. If you have found that colloquial wisdom, pieces of advice that are passed around has not or is not at the moment working for your situation, like readings can help you hone in just to your specific situation, your specific question, what's going on for you at this moment, what the best path is, and how we see things progressing. So, hi, Anita, guys, come on in. Welcome. Please say hello and send some emojis. I see fun little things floating up in the chat. I see everything, folks, all of the lovely comments. And when the chat box gets flooded with emojis, it's just a beautiful thing for everyone. All right, I'm liking this deck tonight. I'm going to keep using this. I'm ready for my next question. Colleen, hey, darling. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming. Colleen says, hi, Cassidy. My friend Chelsea, how do you see our friendship going? Will it stay the same or will it become much closer this year? Oh, very nice question. You folks know how to word your questions. I'm loving this. Friend Chelsea, okay, how do you see the friendship going this year? Will it stay the same or will you two become closer? Awesome. Let's see what's going on for Chelsea at this time and for yourself and where we see this connection heading. Okay, wow. Okay. I mean, I really like what I'm seeing between you both at the moment with how she's feeling about this connection. I have the 6 of Wands and this card, we've got a level of celebration. So I don't know if you would say you often will hang out in groups or you've met in a group setting, because it feels like she's sort of singled you out from a group of folks and she's like, I like this girl, I feel like we've got something going here. The card I have for you here is the Atonement card. I believe this is supposed to be judgment in this deck. Yes, it is. And it's really lovely as well. It's a card. It's got this nice picnic going on. She's feeding the birds. And it's kind of, I would say, what I want to say here in a sense is I feel like she's helping to heal perhaps some wound surrounding another female friendship. She says, yes, usually groups. We are definitely kindred for sure. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love what I'm seeing there. With what I have as coming up, I've got the Chariot card in reverse. So certainly if you don't find that immediately you're hanging out more, I just feel like it's a slow to ramp, long to exist type of friendship. And I think, like, I really love this particular Chariot. You got a girl here riding her bike and reading her books. And I just, like, you're going to have a lot of things to talk about, probably share a number of common interests as well. The advice card I have for you is the Lovers in reverse. So again, like, this looks like a really nice partnership, but some level of, I would say, I'll just say some level of distance between you two that can be traversed by your efforts towards each other and to growing your particular friendship. So thank you very much, my dear. I hope that was helpful. Colleen says she doesn't live here right now. Okay, cool. Is she moving? Is she planning on moving? I don't know. I mean, that's cool though. It's always a beautiful thing when we find other people, cross paths with someone, even if they are, not staying in our lives for a long time, but especially those ones that just, they latch on and you become lifelong friends. It's beautiful to see that in the cards as well. All right, guys. Colleen says, time will tell. Thank you. You're very welcome, my dear. Thank you for your question. And guys, we are heading up to my card game of the evening. So if you have been here before and you're not new, you will know exactly what we're about to do. But if this is your first time, welcome, my dears. What we're going to do, not yet, I'm going to take another reading because I normally do this about 25 minutes into the hour. I have a deck of playing cards here. And then what I'm going to want everyone to do is to guess which playing card that they thought that I picked before the show. It can help you get an intuitive hit. You can also just type really quickly. I mean, I'm here to just let y'all go ahead and try and guess which card that was. And the winner of that is going to get a reading. I got kind of one more week, guys. It might change, but not today. My very ridiculous, hilarious deck, and a message will come to you from there. So before we hop into that, I'm going to go ahead and take my next question, please. Yvette, hi Yvette, lovely to see you. She says, hey Cassidy, and send some hearts. When do you see me moving into a new apartment? All right, my dear. Certainly, let's take a look at that. And if you're actively looking right now, let me know if you're expecting of some level of a timeline. I can check to see how that progresses. But what I'm going to do is look on a monthly basis. So I will look for the end of March. I mean, we're well into the month, but let's take a look at how March, April, and May look for you in terms of moving. March, there we go. March, April, May. Oh, lovely. Okay, so March, I feel like right now you're particularly in a planning phase of, I would say, where it is that you really want to go. The first card I have here is the Two of Wands, and you literally have a guy here holding his little calipers type thing over a map. So I don't feel like you're moving immediately here. She says, yes, I'm looking, trying to move before June. Okay, awesome. March, planning phase. I'm not seeing a move happening this particular month. April, I have, this is the Fortune card in reverse. I'm not seeing a move necessarily happening in April either. And I feel like that month may pass you by spending a lot of time looking at different places and kind of honing in more so on where it is that you want to stay, because she's quite a cool fortune card because she's got money here. So it's almost like I'm figuring out with this card where it is that I want to put my money down and where I want to hang my hat. So that's March, April, and actually in May, I have the Lovers card upright. So that is a lovely pairing, and I would certainly say by May, you said you're looking by June. Yes. Yes, I do see you moving by June. You've probably secured the apartment May timeframe, and it's a really good fit. It's a really good fit with that Lovers card. The next month with that Fortune reversed, it may feel like, I don't know if it's going to happen, or there might just be a little bit of tension or anxiety looking, or that builds in that particular month. But I will say, hang in there. It's certainly coming. And again, I would say May timeframe looks like a really good place to find a new spot for you, my dear. So thank you very much for your question. Groovy Brown Goddess says, ooh, Cassidy, do tell, what deck is that? This is the Slow Tarot. I think I've used this on this show before. It's the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. It's an absolutely lovely deck. And it has a few of my very most favorite cards ever in here. It has my favorite star card. Oh, and I just had the star. I would have been able to show you. If the star comes up again, I'll show you guys. I don't want to, spend all this time floating through these cards. Yvette says, Cassidy, thank you. I'm hopeful. I think it's looking good. I think it's really looking good. Don't stop your search. I'll show you guys the death card. Like, look at him. Look how cute he is. Absolutely precious. All right, guys, this is so fun. I'm having a great time. So come on in, say hello, and type in your specific question. And guys, make sure you're following us over on our YouTube channel. If you hadn't caught me at the beginning of the show, we've got content that comes out every single day and live shows 5 nights a week, and more daily content coming out from yours truly. It's coming, guys. I'm very excited for that series to get going. So do make sure you're following us over there as well. Squirrel is going to have her mythology of astrology coming up very soon. We have the story of Aries coming up next. So make sure you guys are tuned into that, because she did. I got to enjoy. I didn't do any of the work. I just loved it. In January, she went over the story of Aquarius, and in February, she had done Pisces. So coming up next is Aries. And guys, you have every single, if you guys have heard, I'm a Pisces, I'm a whatever. You have every single zodiac sign in your chart somewhere. So if you're thinking, well, I'm not an Aries, maybe this one doesn't apply to me, like it will, and it's amazing and just spectacular. Oh, she's just the best. So make sure you are tuning in to that. That is a YouTube channel exclusive. All right, I'll take one more question and then I'll do my game. So I'm ready for my next one, please. Oh, so we have a donation for a 3-minute reading. Yay! Thank you so very much for donating and for supporting the show. It makes me also very happy, and it helps us keep doing what we're doing. And, much appreciation to you, my dear. So this is for Princess Butterfly. Hi, darling. Princess Butterfly asks, is PJR my twin flame? All right, my dear. So I'm happy to look into this. I am absolutely happy to look into this for you. And then I will give my caveat on twin flames following the reading, because I'm going to use your time, dear, to get you the information you're looking for. So let's take a look at what's going on with your connection. It was PJR. Was that the initials of this individual? Sorry, I don't know if it's possible to get that put back on the screen. But yes, let's take a look at your connection and what's going on there. PJR, thank you so much. Okay, I'm taking a look at the connection between the two of you. Wow. Oh, this is fascinating, my dear. Oh, this is very, very interesting. Okay. The first card I have down for how he impacts you and how you are in this particular relationship. He says his initials are PJR, but we met back again after 6 years of being physically apart. Thank you. First card I have down, this is the world in reverse. And this particular world card shows a solar system, and it showed up like this. So the first thing I see is that there is some energetic force, absolutely, that she says he chased me for 5, but then he fell off. Yeah. I will say that there's certainly an energetic gravitation that has pulled you two together and has made it's made him impossible to forget for you. She says, but then we meet the same place we left off, which is beautiful. The cards I have for what's going on for him, first one down I have is the 8 of Wands. So when you've said he's already been pursuing you, this particular card, she says, but this time I chased him. Awesome. I feel like he's still in that mode where he's willing to do the work. He's still willing to pursue and chase you. He never gave up on you, even though you may have made it a bit hard for him or closed that door. He was, I would say, more than happy, more than willing to wait, and more than willing to just The other card here, I have the Knight of Coins, and he comes up in reverse. And the Knight of Coins for me in love readings, I mean, that's a very decent person. You know, like I like that energy a whole lot. So tapping into the connection between the two of you. The first card I have down here is the Four of Wands, Eight of Cups reversed. She says, I thought he did, and he is so cold towards me. Okay, interesting. We will get to that in just a moment. And so, yeah, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Cups reversed, and the other world card in this deck is why I'm saying this is absolutely fascinating, because I normally don't read with two of the same cards in the deck. I must have forgotten them. I have two world cards, one upright and one reversed. She says, but I told him I'm sorry for not giving him a chance. I feel like the connection between the two of you, with this world card particularly being the one that showed up upright, it's something you haven't seen the end of. There is something very real and very strong between the both of you. And if you look at this first world card, we have the solar system that's turned in reverse. And I'll show you quickly here the connection between you two. We have this tree that then is surrounded by all of these planets. And it's really beautiful. I will say, my dear, I don't personally operate with the term twin flame because I'm not educated particularly well in that regard. But what I will say is there is a very real bond and connection between the two of you. She says, thank you. You are so very welcome. And I do see him turning around. Even the fact that you say he's being cold to you right now, he is still willing to leave that door open. So thank you so very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. She says, okay, I love the info. Oh, you're so very welcome, my dear. Thank you so much. And what I will say about twin flames, because I just sort of went into it there a little bit. She says, oh my God, with the crying faces. Just because, like, you know what I mean? I don't ever like to talk. I'll say it's a late night show. I don't like to talk out of my ass, right? It's not. She says, thank you, beautiful. You're very welcome, my dear. It's definitely what I have seen that word tossed around as is a way to almost make it okay for people to be treated terribly by someone else. You see that in narcissistic, toxic relationships, and someone will say, oh, but they're my twin flame. I'm like, no, that's just an a-hole, you know? So I don't like to label things like that because, again, it's not an area I'm particularly, and I'm not going to just crap on it because I don't actually know. I just have a very limited understanding of it. But things I prefer to operate, I don't mind the term soulmate, but with the caveat that I think we have multiple soulmates in this lifetime. We have soulmates that are friends, teachers, children, partners. Those are just those deeper level connections that we find as we traverse through life. So absolutely beautiful. Anyways, thanks, guys. So it's game time. It is absolutely game time. And what I'd like everybody to go ahead and do is, oh, sorry, my comment. Oh, my computer just turned to dark mode. That was kind of funny. Groovy Bab Goddess says, everyone has their own definition and it's hard to converse not knowing what they mean. Exactly. And that's why I'm careful with that term, because I don't know the opposite person's definition. And I just have seen it. I've seen it used in ways that I'm not comfortable with, my dear. Energy says, so agree, many types of soulmates. Beautiful. All right, guys, it's game time. So we're going to leave this open for 2 minutes. And after the 2 minutes is over, in case the number has not been found, number or court card, we will just play it again next week. But we're going to start in 10 seconds. So if you don't know the format, there are 4 suits. There are diamonds, hearts, spades, and clubs labeled ace through 10. And then you have the court cards, jack, queen, and king of each suit. Okay, go! Awesome. I've started it right at the 30-minute mark here. So type in your guesses. See if you can get that intuitive hit of what card it was that I picked at the beginning. And if you're not getting anything intuitively, fast fingers. You can type in as many as you want, as fast as you can. And we're just, happy to see all these wonderful things floating through. Great guesses, guys, coming in. Absolutely lovely. Awesome. And the folks in the back are keeping track of that for me. So while we are in this 2 minutes, I like to just say something that I found interesting or useful to, keep this show moving, keep it rolling. So I found this quote by someone named Kobe. And I just thought it was really beautiful because you can always use, maybe not, but oftentimes we can use a refresher of our worth and our value in the places and spaces that we inhabit. Here's the quote, and I'm just going to say it with a big smile. So it says, a bottle of water can be 50 cents at a supermarket, $2 at the gym, $3 at the movie, and $6 on a plane. The same water, the only thing that changed its value was its place. So the next time you feel your worth is nothing, maybe you're in the wrong place. I loved that so much. I thought that was absolutely wonderful. Because it is, at the end of the day, an honor and a privilege to work with, share space, and be in the presence of absolutely everybody. And it's often pushed back into our court to make sure that we remind people of that, darlings. Know that is anyone that you're choosing to spend time with, that is a privilege to them. And I always think that should be well respected. 10 seconds, guys. Come on. Get those guesses. I don't know that we've seen it just yet. I'm hoping it comes in. Oh, we see it. Love got it. Love got it. Love, my darling, love. You got it. It was the Ace of Clubs. Round of applause for love. I love it when love wins. You know, those are the movies, for any movie where love wins in the end. That's just a great sign. Colleen saying, woo, yay, love. Awesome. Cool. So how this works, love, my dear, is you are going to get a reading from my very ridiculous deck. It's funny. It's entertaining. And this will be the only time that I do not require a specific question ever. So, my dearest love, she says, oh my God, that one I heard clairaudibly. Yes. Yes, for those intuitive hits, girl. That is so wonderful. So, love, my dear, if you have a specific area of life or a specific question that you would like me to use my ridiculous deck for, please go ahead and type that in. If not, like I said, this is the only time I would be willing to just look at a particular message. So, love, my dear, just let me know if you have a particular area of life you're looking for, or if you just want to see what the ridiculous deck has to say for you, my dear. And guys, welcome. Come on in. Go ahead and type your specific questions into the comments as well. I am doing readings, free 2-minute readings, and then donated readings for 3 minutes, 6 minutes, mini or mega, if you'd like a little bit longer and you'd like to jump the line. Love says, my love life. How to attract the right person for me, please. Beautiful, my dear. Great question. So let's take a look what ridiculous cards. And guys, please make sure you're sharing me out. Send us far and wide. We're trying to reach as many people as possible. And particularly, those friends that maybe could use some advice, guidance, or information, just go ahead and send them my link and any of the links from the shows that happened during the week. All right, let's see what this deck has to say for advice for attracting the right person into your life. There are some cards in this deck that I should not leave in this deck while I am doing a live show. But I pulled the card, and I'm going to go ahead and just say what I'm seeing from it, because I don't want to not indulge in what I'm being shown by these cards here. Love says, love asking about love. I love it, dear. All right, so the first card I have, this is nothing wrong. This is called the Provider. So it's a beautiful card. He's got a little elephant there eating in the bottom, hanging on to something. The second card, this is, girl, I'm going to just cover this up. This is like not appropriate for all audiences. But it is called the Super Horny Porno Owl. I'm so like, oh my God, this has not happened on air before. So that is card number 2. And then card 3 is King Fancy. And you have this lovely king here who is riding on somebody, and there's a hand coming down. People are saying OMG. People are saying LOL or lol. Just absurd. Okay, so my dear, in terms of what I am seeing for guidance or advice for you for attracting and finding the right next person in your life, Okay. The first thing I'm actually seeing, and particularly from King Fancy and the provider here, is a continual or a reinvestment into yourself and how you present yourself when you show up for any particular endeavor that love may be knocking at the door. So particularly, I would, and it's at this, please don't think this is a superficial way of saying this, but with King Fancy, it does seem like there's certainly things that you could do within yourself that make you feel really good. You know, what makeup you wear, what clothes you decide to wear. I would say an element of adornment to yourself could be super helpful. It will bring out something in you that allows people to see a different side of your personality that I think will be very helpful in attracting the right person. With that central card there, I'm going to say don't sway on what you're physically attracted to, my dear. I feel like the next person you are going to find, I'm just going to say you think they're quite delicious, darling. So keep that in mind. I feel like there's a very strong physical attraction to this person, which is probably why King Fancy is coming up here. And I think I'll even go back to sort of what I was saying there before with the little quote there about knowing your own value in a particular space. With King Fancy, I feel like holding the expectation of how valuable it is to be your partner is a really good thing to keep in the back of your mind while you're going forward in this space. So that's what I will say for you, my dearest. Forgot the bell. That's what I'll say for you, my dear, with those particular cards. And I hope that was helpful. And thank you for putting up with a deck that is going to get seriously screened before it comes back online. I'm going to just tuck that in the back of the pile of decks. I'm getting so many people LMAOing this is so embarrassing. Onward and upward. You know what? I have something else we could talk about. The rest of the shows for the week, guys, we have got a killer lineup of exceptional readers live 5 nights a week, starting on Monday with our amazing Journey Ryan at 10 o'clock on Monday night. Then Tuesday nights, we have the lovely Destiny K with her show Divine Love and Light. That's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Come back on Wednesday for Journey Ryan at 10 o'clock. Skipped one. Sorry, it's just the way this is in order. Gigi, the groovy brown goddess with her happy hour. Grab your beverage of your choice and come hang out with her. She is live at 9 o'clock on 9 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday nights, and her show is such a good time. Amazing. And then right after her, you've got Journey Ryan again, his amazing show at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And stick around. I want to say Wednesday and midnight at the same time, and I don't know what word sound just came out of my mouth. Wednesday at midnight Eastern Time, so right at that beautiful liminal hour, you can find Whispers of the Forest with Psychic Squirrel. And do not miss that show. It's just refreshing and comforting and everything you need to get yourself through your week. That is Wednesday. Then come back on Thursday, which is here. We have Destiny K at 7 o'clock, Journey Ryan at 10 o'clock, me, Cassidy the Cardslinger, yours truly at 11 o'clock. And tomorrow, guys, we've got Journey and Friends from 8 till at least 10 o'clock Eastern Time every Friday, where he is there with many different psychics. I was there last week and that show was just popping. So make sure that you guys are tuning in as much as you can. We love to have your support and see all of you. And it's just keeping it rocking all through the week. Jessica says, I love my Psychic Squirrel. I do too. Her whole show. You're laughing, you're crying, you're feeling like you're getting a hug, like you're learning, and you're just, that is an exceptional lady right there. Jessica says, as a fellow squirrel, she and I have a blast. I love it. Perfect. An excellent pair. All right, guys, I'm ready to take my next question. Let's hop into the readings. Audrey, hi, darling. Audrey says, hey, Cassidy, do you have any info on this temporary place Wes and I will have to move to? Thanks. Let's definitely take a look, my dear. Because it's coming up. We're in March. Did you need to be out, I want to say June or July? Oh, my gosh. I just sent cards flying everywhere. Wow. I'm going to switch decks because I can't even reach them. Well, the card that came out that flipped upright is the 10 of Cups, which in this particular deck shows a house with a yard and you know, 2 kids playing out front. This is really lovely. She says July. Okay, so it's coming up. Well, I'm going to definitely keep that card in mind. It does look, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if it is a free detached home type of an environment with a bit of a yard. It looks very sweet. The feeling I get from that is almost a little bit out of town, not necessarily in a subdivision where you're super close to your neighbors. But it has quite a bit of a country feel to it. Let me just get some cards that did not fall all over the floor and see what I can get for you, my dear. Wow. Okay, 3 cards I have, all upright. I have the Magician, I have the Page of Coins, and I have the Empress. Amazing. So the first thing I want to say with this Page of Pentacles, it definitely seems to be, I almost want to say at the lower end of your budget for what you're looking to spend for your next rental location. Again, with this Empress card, I'm feeling like there is a yard or some level of outdoor space. You might even need to, part of your agreement, take care of that yard. I'm not entirely sure there. But it definitely has a spacious feel to it. It feels like it's quite large. You have a fair bit of furniture, because I'm also getting that your furniture is all going to fit there. And all of these cards with that 10 of Cups just staring me in the face, it feels surrounded by some level of nature, some level, either like fields with some trees. That is a very distinguishing feature that has shown up in all of these cards, my darling. She says, yes, we have a lot, and boats and sheds. LOL or lol. Awesome, my dear. Yeah, I feel like it feels quite homey, quite roomy, and quite spacious. So yeah, that's really beautiful. Good luck to you, my dear, and thank you so much for your question. I hope that was helpful, and I certainly wish you all the very best. All right, I might grab those cards in a moment, but I can switch decks for the time being. That was insane. They just went. She says, okay, thanks, little octopus. You're very welcome, my dear. I might not need to be Cassidy the card slinger tonight. I could be the card flinger, just making it rain. All right, I'm ready for the next question, please. Folks, we are here with another donation for a mini reading. Oh, thank you so much. It's Blanca, the lovely Blanca. Hi, darling. It's so nice to hear from you. Lovely to see you. I hope things are well. Yes, okay. I can feel lots of cards going to be needing to come across my table. So allow me to make some space. Blanca, the lovely Blanca asks, hi, Cassidy. Can you tell me if you can tell what Nick thinks about me, as far as, does he think I care about him a lot? Does he believe me when I tell him how much I care about him? I want him to meet my kids. Does he want to? All right, let's take a look at your situation with Nick. That's awesome. Thank you very much for your specific questions here. I do very much so appreciate it. And I can weave all of these on this topic into this particular spread. Ruby Brown Goddess Gigi says, lol, make it rain. Amazing. Destiny, did you say you throw your cards and get the answers on her show tonight? Oh my gosh, literally throwing cards. Cassidy the card flinger. Doesn't have the same ring. We don't have that nice CC alliteration. All right. So let's take a look at how Nick is feeling about you and what his level of how he feels about you and his level of understanding of how you feel about him. Very important. And then wanting to know, does he want to meet your children? How he would feel about that. All right, my dear. Get this one good and shuffled in. How Nick's feeling about you. And what his understanding is of how you feel about him. So we'll start there. How's Nick feeling about Blanca? Oh, my heart! Okay. That's how he's feeling about you. This is precious. And does he know, though, how you feel about him? You said you've told him, and I want to see if he is taking that. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to ask as well, does he want to, would he feel ready to, would he be willing, ready, and does he want to meet your children? All right, that'd be the card there. All right, my lovely. So let's start with the first part of this question here, how he's feeling about you. This is why I was like, oh, it's so cute. Okay, so I have Temperance upright, I have 6 of Cups upright, and then I have the 9 of Wands. And that 9 of Wands makes me want to just reach out into cyberspace and give this gentleman a hug. He really, and I'm not just saying this, and I'm not flinging this out there to make you feel good or any sort of way. He deeply cares about you. He deeply cares about you. Has he told you he loves you? This is like love level status across my table here. He finds his counterpart in you with this Temperance card. He has not found someone that's crossed his path that is blended as well as him, blended with him as well as you do. He just seems like he's willing to do whatever it would take to make you happy. What I want to say with this 9 of Wands, and this is why I want to kind of give the guy a hug, is I am seeing a bit of a guard there, a bit of a block from him fully embracing what he wants to embrace with you. She says, yes, he says, I love you every day now. Okay, so that's established and absolutely wonderful. Because you can even see in this particular string where it's like everything that he's wanting for, hoping for, and how he wants to show up for you is in this space of Temperance and of the 6 of Cups, where he can just be very loving and very affectionate and very physical. I would say he probably expresses his love in ways of like hugs, holding your hand, stroking your hair, just being around you and trying to, if he could, blend the two of you together absolutely all the time. I want to say he is being obviously completely honest when he's saying that he loves you and how much he cares about you. It's coming across screaming at me through these cards. But with this 9 of Wands, I will say there's a part of him that you're helping to heal through the connection he has with you, but it hasn't healed yet. And I think the pace that it's going is an appropriate pace for him. And I would say for you as well. Certainly she says, yes, lots of hugs. He rubs his nose on mine. So cute. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that very, very much. So your second part of your question was, does he know how much you care? When you say you love him, does he know how much you care about him? So the cards I have here, I've got Justice, I have 7 of Swords reversed, and I have the 9 of Cups upright. So yes, he does know. He understands it, I would say, certainly logically. I can't beat around the bush with this. There's a little bit of coldness here where I would say he's a little unsure sometimes about how you conduct yourself around him and in your communication style. Because with this 9 of Cups, this is beautiful. This is showing to me that he feels fulfilled and he understands that he brings fulfillment to you as well, which is wonderful, right? This is cards of his understanding of how you feel about him. These particular cards, I love them when I'm signing a contract. I love them when I'm running my business. But when I'm looking at this in a love context, I would say perhaps the delivery, it may at times either be inconsistent or he's wondering if you're expressing or showing him the fullest picture of you to him. Blanca's sending a bunch of blue hearts. And I would say with this Justice card as well, it feels really quite direct. And I would say he completely, 100% believes in the truth of what it is that you're saying. When you say, I love you, he knows that you love him. 100%. Like, end of story. He does know what he means to you. And I think also he's wanting to kind of tread this line. He still has a small guard, a small white picket fence, if you will, around his heart. But you're helping to gently tear that down at a pace that he's willing to work with. She says, oh, I love it. And I want to say that seems kind of like the same for you, where it's sort of like, I either having trouble within yourself, admitting that you might need someone and not need for any physical, to take care of things or whatever, but just like this part of your heart being tied to the part of his heart and within yourself, not fighting it so much so that you would cause any issues in your connection with him. This is really beautiful. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. The next part of this, you wanted to ask, is he, does he want to see your children, or would he be ready to meet them? I have the King of Pentacles reversed, the Nine of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Swords. High level, he will do anything to make you happy, and he wants to always meet the standard that you set for whatever you're looking to happen. I feel like if you said jump, he'd say hi, darling, but not in like some weird controlling type way. That's just like he's just so invested in you. He's so invested in you. So like I said, surface level, he would be willing to if that's what you wanted and that's what would make you happy. Diving a little bit more deeply with this King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, it has nothing to do with him feeling like things are moving too fast, or that he'll have a connection with your kids and it won't work out. Nothing in that regard. She says, God, this guy is so perfect. Like, actually, complete sweetheart. She says, I'm dead in love. Yay, good. And make sure you're being like as sweet as he is sometimes, because I feel like almost more of the sweetness is more consistently coming from his side. Well, I'm seeing the sweetness from your side too, darling. But there's maybe a little bit of an edge that we can, it doesn't need to be quite so sharp, my dear, towards this one. And I really feel like both of you are healing a lot through this connection with each other. But going back to meeting your kids, like I said, if it made you happy, he would do it. But these cards are just really saying to me, at this moment, he feels it's a little bit too soon, or like he's worried about messing things up, or to me, it's coming from a lack of his own self-confidence and his fear of the judgment that he might receive from your children, as opposed to him having any issues with, I don't want to meet them and this not to work out. That's not in his mind at all. Or to me, it feels like his own internal judgment system is kind of saying like, I'm not quite ready just yet. But would he meet them? Yes, he would. And he would do it with a smile on his face, and he would just be wonderful. And I think, I just adore this dude. I love him. I hope that, I know you said you love him. I mean, this connection between the two of you seems absolutely wonderful. But I would say, especially with regards to your children, I would say keep that line of communication open with this Justice card. Don't frame it like you need him to do this thing, because then he's going to do it. She says, yes, you're right. I need to open up more completely. Okay, I totally understand. I'll hold off a bit more. Yeah, I feel like the time will come and it will fall into place and it will be right. But make sure he within himself feels like he's ready to do that, and he's not just doing it because he knows that it would make you happy, because he would do that anyway. He would do that anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more little oracle card for you here to just wrap up this reading. But thank you so very much, Blanca, for your donation and your support, and for just letting me peek into this lovely connection between the two of you. It's such a treat. All right, my dear. Okay, so this card says fellow travelers, and it says support is all around you with this particular card. And you can see, she says, thank you, Cassidy, with some blue hearts. You can see the traveler here and fellow travelers, but then it also has like these very angelic looking birds with them. Oh, this is really nice. I feel like you are supporting him. He is supporting you. There's a support within your relationship between the two of you, but there's also a level of divine support that is helping and is rooting for you guys as well from the other side. And I believe, last Friday speaks to that as well. And it's still there. That rainbow is absolutely beautiful. Birds and fruit and rainbows, and it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that, my darling. So thank you very much for your donation, for your question. That was absolutely wonderful. Guys, we are already in the last 5 minutes of the show. What happened? What happened to the last half hour of the show? It just was completely cruising. I will have time for one final question, I believe. Do I? Hang on. Yes, last question. Awesome. This is going to be the very last question of the night. Yes, so I will take one more question before I wrap things up. Awesome. Brolick. Hey, Brolick, how you doing? Brolick comes to a lot of the shows. Lovely to see you, my dear. Brolick says, was T right about what she said, or was she just BSing me? All right, my dear. Was T right? Let's take a look. How much truth was there in what T said? If you're still here, my dear, and you want to give me any more context, I'm open to it. But let's see what the cards have to say. Huh. If I was to answer you in one word, my dear, I would say that this person was BSing you. But deeper than that, this is an interesting, complex little topic here, isn't it? I feel like there is an agenda. What was shared with you or what was said to you was in hopes that you would make some kind of move in a certain way, do something where that person is in some way benefiting from your misunderstanding of a situation. That's what I would say about this. It's not that everything they said was right or wrong, but the amount of wrongness in this is enough for me to say to you, you definitely do not have the correct full information. And if you were to act on that information, you're missing a big chunk of it. There seems to be some level of emotional manipulation surrounding what was shared with you and an agenda about why that was done. Brolick says, wow, that's my exact feeling. You are on it. Trust your intuition. You don't need me, my dear, but I'm always happy to read the cards for you. Yeah, and with this Page of Cups, beautiful card. I always think a squirrel, but in this regard, you're talking to a fish, and I feel like the Page of Swords reverse, where it's like, there is just enough truth in there to make you wonder if it was real, but there is an underlying miscommunication that you're therefore left not understanding clearly what's going on there, my darling. So thank you so much. Brolick says, you are so sharp. Thank you for the validation. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I appreciate it. Guys, I can't believe it. That was the fastest show in history. This has been the fastest month. I woke up this morning, not this morning necessarily, but like all week I've thought, it's March. It's March 1st, March 2nd, it's the 16th. I hope that everybody else is doing better with their metering of their life and time than I am myself. But nevertheless, guys, thank you so very much for joining tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to hang out with everybody for the last hour. If you're looking for a reading between now and tomorrow at 8 p.m., you can check out Journey and Friends. You can also head over to www.mypsychicconnection.com and you can get a private, in-depth one-on-one reading with any of the advisors that you see on these shows, as well as there's some other advisors there too, and everybody is great. It's a place where you know that the people on there have already been vetted, so you're not needing to spend or waste your money wondering if you're actually getting someone who's decent and good and excellent at what they do, darlings. Great. Okay, so what else do I want to say? That might be it. It's 9 o'clock. I'm just wishing everybody a wonderful rest of your evening, a great rest of your week, and a wonderful weekend. And thanks for tuning in. I am Cassidy the Cardslinger signing off until next Thursday. Bye, guys. Mwah.